Ahoy hoy! I'm planning a walk. As you can kind of tell, I'm a little bit speechless because I've heard something so ridiculous that words cannot describe it. So some people may have heard of Quantum Eraser, a flat earther that has a, let's say, a way with words.
Conspiracy cats, crayon munching Mr. Magoo.
Well, Quantum Eraser has managed to use his way with words to say something so stupid that I didn't actually think that it was possible to say something so stupid using the English language. But anyway, Quantum Eraser seems to have discovered some new proof for Flat Earth. So what is this proof, Quantum Eraser?
Yeah, that's Unitalk. That's Sasha's favorite proof. And I can't argue with him. The Alice and Bob proof.
Oh, the Alice and Bob proof. I haven't actually heard of the Alice proof, but I have heard of the Bob proof. Love that proof. I'm not sure that it supports your position though, Quantum Eraser.
But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift. A 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Thanks, Bob. So, let's hear Quantum Eraser explain the Alice and Bob proof.
So I put the diagram up, Bob and Alice, right here on the main screen. Folks, do you see what I'm talking about here? It's as simple as this. You have Bob and Alice. In this scenario, they're 40 miles away from each other, right? Every point from a tangent from Bob away from him is supposed to drop at 8 inches per mile squared. But unfortunately, that's the same for Alice. Now, if these two guys start walking towards each other, there is no way around the fact that they're going to have to be walking downhill. Just not, you can't get around this, right? At 40 miles, I don't know what the drop is, but you're going into an abyss.
So if you're wondering, wait, did he just say that? Yes, those were actual words uttered by a human being. This is the kind of thing that makes me wonder, how do people take flat earthers seriously when they say something as idiotic and as stupid as what was just uttered? How? And the funny thing is, Quantum Eraser is complaining that people are laughing at him rather than addressing the argument. But the thing is, the argument is so stupid that anybody with half a brain cell should figure out why it just doesn't work. Now, it would be easy to just sit here and laugh at Quantum Eraser, which admittedly is what I'm doing right now. But seeing as Quantum Eraser clearly doesn't meet that half a brain cell threshold to understand it, in fact, I think he might actually have a negative amount of brain cells, which is impressive. I'm going to try and help him understand what's wrong with this argument. So here we've got Bob with his fiber optic gyro, and we've got Alice. Now, what Quantum Eraser is assuming is that down is the same for both Alice and Bob. Now, if it is true that down is the same direction for both Bob and Alice, then there is no way that they could both walk downhill to get to each other without there being some kind of pit in between each other. And I think it is very clear that this here, that's not the shape of the Earth. So the question then becomes, well, how do we fix it? Well, down is not the same direction for everyone. So, if Bob and Alice are on a sphere, then Bob's down is this direction, whereas Alice's down is this direction. And as you can see, the arrows are both pointing in slightly differing directions. So now they're both able to walk quote-unquote downhill from their original starting positions without there being a dip between them. And that's the explanation. So congratulations, you'll now understand it. But something that probably shouldn't surprise anyone about this is it gets worse. Let's take a look.
So, yeah, this is the same type of thing. You're right, Betty. Good point. Right? Because my example was to put the person on the other side and look back at him. So what's going on here, folks? This is Jesse the Klutz Kozlowski. And he leveled his theodolites out, where he was. They're at the same elevation, right? What he did then was he took the second theodolite and he put it over across the water over here, which, if I'm not mistaken, it was either 0.47 or 0.49 miles away from his theodolite. So what he did was he looked through the sight aperture, and his crosshairs are above, as you can see. Can you see my mouse in there? Yeah, you can see it. His crosshairs were above the other theodolite. His conclusion, the Earth's curving away. I mean, how stupid can you be?
Well, given the information that we've got here, the Earth curving away seems to be the best explanation as for what we're seeing. But why do you think that's stupid, Quantum Eraser?
Angular size change with distance, Jesse. Right? When you take something and move it away from you, it gets smaller. Okay? You clown.
Okay, so this is something else that Quantum Eraser doesn't understand. So, as things get further away from someone, they change angular size. That is a fact. However, let's say that your eye height is 2 meters. Now, anything that is taller than 2 meters high will not go below your eye level unless there is something causing it to drop below eye level. This, of course, is one of the rules of perspective. Flat earthers would do well to remember it.
Now, check this out, folks. Now, let's say Jesse, so he's looking at this theodolite, and wow, his theodolite is higher than this theodolite, right? So guess if Jesse could backstroke across this water and then look at his theodolite where he just came from with this theodolite, guess what must happen?
Well, if the Earth is a globe, then the first theodolite should appear lower than the second theodolite when viewed through the second theodolite. Simple. He's not going to say that, is he?
So, folks, is what I'm trying to say is there's no way if somebody went across here, if this theodolite is lower than the theodolite that's looking at it, then there's no way in reality where his theodolite, if you're looking back, there is no... I hope everyone's getting this.
Oh, don't worry, Quantum Razor. We're all getting it. It's you that might not be getting it.
If he looks back from this theodolite, then that theodolite he's looking at must be higher. It can't be lower. Right. It can't be higher and lower at the same friggin' time, folks. You can't... That's fairy tale land. You're in Narnia. I hope everyone gets that. In reality, that cannot happen.
Wow, that was painful to listen to. It appears that I'm going to need to expand on the point that I made earlier. So, if we take Alice's point of view, then Alice's eye level looks something like this. But if we take Bob's point of view, then Bob's eye level looks something like this. Now, as you can notice from this diagram, from Bob's point of view, Alice is below his eye level. And from Alice's point of view, Bob is below her eye level. Do you get it now? One thing that will be interesting will be to see how flat earthers react to this argument, because it's not an intelligent argument. Anybody that can think for themselves can see that it's not an intelligent argument. That's why so many people laugh at Quantum Eraser for making this argument. Because it's stupid. It really is. I've explained why it's stupid. And it actually baffles me that someone sat down and thought, this argument sounds like it's an intelligent argument. Let's use this argument to try and convince people that the Earth is flat. You know, you'd actually probably be able to convince people better if you were to use the argument of, well, if the Earth is a globe, why are my shoes like this and not like that? But anyway, leave a like and subscribe if you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment letting me know how hard you facepalmed. As always, a big shout out to my $20 or more patrons. What Jesus, Hugh Jarsz, M.C.Nutkin, Jane Spade, Wolfie, Morrie, Graymore Ghost, KidVicious, and Sacha Campbell. If you want to support me financially, you can do so on Patreon. There should be a link there. But anyway, I will see you in the next video. Between you and me, thank you for watching. So now they're both able to walk quote-unquote downhill from their original starting positions without there being a dip between them. And that's the explanation. So congratulations, you'll now understand it.